Representatives of Japan and the United States joined the president in the Mount Summit rites. Both ambassadors Philip Goldberg of the United States and Kazuhide Ishikawa of Japan reiterated their country's support for the security of the Philippines. Freddie Abando reports.
World War II, the United States, Japan, and the Philippines were bitter foes 73 years after the fall of Japan. The three nations are the best of friends, sharing common interests for peace and prosperity, although healing the wounds of the conflict continue in our time.
This is my first opportunity to visit this historic site. I am deeply honored to join you here on this day. 73 years have passed since the fall of Bataan. Standing here today at the Mount Summit Memorial Shrine, I wish to express our heartfelt apologies and deep sense of remorse for all who have suffered during those fateful days. We all remember and never forget what happened here. Defeated in World War II, Japan has built up a free and democratic nation that upholds human rights and respects the rule of law. Japan has also been contributing to the peace, stability, and prosperity of the Asia-Pacific region throughout these 70 years as a peace-loving nation, as one of the best partners of the Philippines, and as an ally of the United States of America.
The envoys of Japan and the United States expressed the full support of their countries to the maritime security of the Philippines. Although there was no mention of the Philippines' territorial dispute with China in the West Philippine Sea, it comes at a time when China has been very active in reclamation of areas in the Calayan Islands which are within the country's exclusive economic zone. Japanese Ambassador Kazuhide Ishikawa stressed Japan's commitment as a major partner of the Philippines for maritime security. Just recently, a defense security was signed by the defense ministers of both countries.
Peace building in Mindanao has also become one of the top priorities for assistance from Japan. Recently, horizon of cooperation has been expanding to security and defense cooperation too. Our cooperation in maritime security issue based upon the rule of law is a good example. Just this January, two defense ministers signed a memorandum of defense cooperation and exchange in Tokyo. Likewise, I'm happy to announce that Philippine Military Academy cadet Koreanovela graduated from a 5-year degree program at the National Defense Academy of Japan as the first female cadet from the Philippines. I would like to stress here that the path Japan has taken as a peace-loving nation in the past 70 years will remain unchanged. And Japan is determined to make greater contributions toward peace and prosperity for the entire international community. We are very pleased to work together with the Philippines, the United States, and all of our partners to this end.
U.S. Ambassador Philip Goldberg reiterated America's commitment to defend the Philippines. Goldberg said U.S. President Barack Obama's statement of America's ironclad pledge during his visit to Manila last year contained China's expansion in areas of the Philippines within the West Philippine Sea, support for the fight against global terrorism, and working together for disaster response brought about by climate change.
And make no mistake, as President Obama said last year during his visit to Manila, our commitment to the Philippines under our Mutual Defense Treaty is ironclad. In good times and bad, we stand together, shoulder to shoulder. In 2015, as in 1942, we faced challenges and threats together as partners, friends, and in many cases now family. Whether we are fighting terrorism or responding to the devastation of natural disasters, we face them together. And when the Philippines is threatened, it is not alone. And when we talk about the defense of our common interests and values, let us not forget that 70 years after the end of World War II, we are joined in our efforts to protect the security and defense of this region by Japan. Yesterday's enemies are today's allies and strategic partners, yet another legacy of the sacrifice and heroism of U.S. and Filipino soldiers so long ago.
Foreign Affairs Secretary Alberto Del Rosario expressed gratitude for the support of its allies in pursuing its claims of territories within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone.
Well, we have done everything possible diplomatically to be able to protest and to be able to call attention to the international community that this is what is happening. As far as the arbitration case is concerned, by July we will have oral hearings, and 6 months after that we hope to have an award.
For the People's Television Network, this is Freddie Abando reporting.